Good Monday evening, June 2nd, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A 35-year-old Moses Lake man is in jail earlier today after allegedly assaulting his domestic partner and firing a handgun into the deck of his home. A fast-spreading 149-acre fire forced the Ancient Lakes Recreation Area just west of Quincy to remain closed to the public throughout the weekend. Expect a warming trend this week with high temperatures around 90 degrees this weekend. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. An endangered missing persons alert has been issued for 3 young Wenatchee girls. The Wenatchee Police Department says that 5-year-old Olivia, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 9-year-old Peyton Decker were last seen around 5 p.m. on Friday, leaving home with their father, Travis Decker, in a white 2017 GMC Sierra truck for a planned visitation. However, all efforts to contact Travis since Friday have been unsuccessful. Wenatchee Police Sergeant Joe Eaton says the truck was spotted at the Leavenworth roundabout over the weekend, so authorities are now focusing their search in that area. Anyone with information regarding the girls or their whereabouts is asked to call 911 or Rivercom's non-emergency line. A Sunday night house fire near Quincy killed a 72-year-old resident. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says Darwin L. Kunish died in the blaze, which was reported about 11 p.m. The house was in the 17,000 block of White Trail Road and was fully engulfed when responders from Grant County Fire District 3 arrived. Kunish's body was recovered from inside a bedroom. The county coroner will be asked to verify the cause of death, and the Grant County Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause of that blaze. A 35-year-old Moses Lake man is in jail today after allegedly assaulting his domestic partner and firing a handgun into the deck of his home. Grant County Sheriff's deputies were called around 1:15 a.m. to the 6200 block of May Valley Road after the victim called 911. A tactical response team negotiated with the suspect for several hours using flashbang grenades and tear gas. The suspect, identified as Torrey Brandon, eventually surrendered without incident. He's held in the Grant County Jail on suspicion of second-degree assault, resisting arrest, possession of a stolen firearm, and reckless endangerment. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is taking steps to tamp down cases of feline distemper among the cats it houses in its shelter. Until at least June 13th, the Animal Welfare Agency will not accept kittens surrendered by their owners. It also placed a moratorium on adult cat intakes until this upcoming Friday. Kittens younger than 6 months are most susceptible to feline distemper, which is easily spread among cat populations and can cause lethargy, vomiting, and diarrhea. The Humane Society is also seeking temporary foster homes for its healthy adult cats and offering free distemper vaccinations each Friday this month for cat owners who meet income requirements. When we come back, a Moses Lake man was killed on Friday in a single-vehicle rollover crash east of the Vantage Bridge. And the director of Washington's Fish and Wildlife Agency opted not to have wolves from a Ferry County pack killed after the animals were linked to attacks on domestic cattle. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the PNW for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some summer smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. It's the summer of good, only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
The joys of sitting in traffic, burning gas, donating your paycheck to parking enforcement. Or you could join us this June for Ride Transit Month. On Link, you ride for free, anytime, anywhere. Plus, Link's electric buses run on clean local hydropower. Thanks, Columbia River. So while you're saving some cash, you're also saving the planet. So hop on board Link for Ride Transit Month. Stress-free, wallet-friendly, eco-smart.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
A Moses Lake man was killed on Friday in a single vehicle rollover crash east of the Vantage Bridge. The Washington State Patrol says that at approximately 9:10 a.m., 29-year-old Dakota A. Lazier was traveling eastbound on I-90 on the ramp from westbound Highway 26 when he failed to negotiate a right-hand curve. Lazier's vehicle left the roadway and rolled before coming to rest on the side of an embankment. Lazier had not been wearing a seatbelt and was pronounced dead at the scene. His 2014 Toyota Camry was destroyed. A fast-spreading 149-acre fire forced the Ancient Lakes Recreation Area just west of Quincy to remain closed to the public throughout the weekend. Grant County fire officials say the brush fire erupted on Saturday just before midnight, sending sheriff's deputies from campsite to warn visitors. 4 local fire districts, plus the Washington DNR and the Federal Bureau of Land Management, sent resources to help contain the blaze. Firefighters say there were no injuries and no structures lost, but the rugged terrain and strong winds made the operation difficult. BLM is investigating the cause of that fire. A refreshed Soap Lake Library is open for visitors. The library has undergone several months of renovation shaped by community input as part of North Central Washington Library's Reimagining Spaces project. The regional library system invested $10 million in the Reimagining Spaces project to modernize library locations based on community feedback through meetings, surveys, and events. In Soap Lake, the renovated space now includes a retreat theme with comfortable seating, enhanced lighting, updated shelving, and a flexible meeting room. The library is now operating under normal hours, and regular programming begins this month, with a grand reopening scheduled for June 20th. The director of Washington's Fish and Wildlife Agency opted not to have wolves from a Ferry County pack killed after the animals were linked to attacks on domestic cattle. Kelly Suswin turned down the use of lethal removal, which is part of the state's plan when wolves prove dangerous to livestock or humans. Fish and Wildlife says wolves from the Sherman Pack killed 1 calf and injured 4 others around May 15th, but the livestock owner shot and killed a wolf and used other methods to deter attacks, and since then the harassment appears to have ceased. Suswin says lethal removal remains an option if more depredations are reported in the future. Coming up next, in early March, Lighthouse Christian Ministries reopened its soup kitchen and food pantry location on Columbia Street under the new name Lighthouse Christian Ministries Downtown Connections. In tonight's feature story, we will learn more about the name change and the ways in which the new system could help the local homeless population. Expect warmer weather throughout the week with above normal temperatures also in the long-range weather forecast. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts. Celebrate the class of 2025 with the NCWLIFE channel. Tune in for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee ceremony Friday, June 6th, starting at 6 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Community Glass, Feller Orthodontics, Focal Point Educational Services, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Iwa Sushi and Grill. Join us for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee's graduation Friday, June 6th on the NCWLIFE channel.
In early March, Lighthouse Christian Ministries reopened its soup kitchen and food pantry location on Columbia Street under the new name Lighthouse Christian Ministries Downtown Connections. The new name matches the title of the intake system the nonprofit just adopted to better track individual progress toward various medical and health goals. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Casey Safford spoke with Lighthouse Executive Director Sean Arrington to learn more about the name change and the ways in which this new system could help the local homeless population.
So first, can you please begin by explaining for us the reasons behind the decision to change the name of your building here?
The issue of what we were seeing in homelessness and the drug addiction and mental health crisis was becoming too great to stay in a model that worked great in 2019. 2010, it was a great model, but we just quickly realized that the crisis of 2024 and 2025 wasn't working with our old model. So seeing more people overdosing on the streets, seeing less people making the decision to make changes in their life left us in a place thinking we were one of the last areas of influence in a lot of people's lives that need to change. And we just had to go to the drawing board and think, how are we going to use that last level of influence to make sure that they choose to live a different life.
Now let's discuss LCM Downtown Connections. Tell us about what factors led to implementing the new intake system you have.
Yeah, as we had more and more people coming in and out, relying upon 1, 2, or 3, 4 people's memories of who we talked to last, what their needs were. That worked when we were a smaller organization with less people, but we couldn't keep up with actually tracking how to make progress happen in people's lives. And so we began to research case management and found a Christian case management that worked with vocational, mental health, spiritual goals, all of these different things, did HMIS friendly for the state. We went looking at that and realized that with its help, we were actually able to have a face to every person, have a name to every face, have a list of needs, set goals, set dates, and be able to track whether we were actually able to help people get connected with churches, agencies, whatever needs they may have. And after we found the case management, we knew that it was the one for us. It was reasonably priced. And the only regret I have is not having done it 5 years ago.
All right, so tell us about how long it took to create or adopt this system.
Yes, we closed down and thought we would be closed for 2 to 3 weeks. It ended up being about 4.5 weeks. The company that we used is Mission Tracker, so their case management system, they fast-tracked us and did 2 trainings per week instead of 1 training per week. So we went through all of those trainings within those 4 weeks. We were actually active in the system on the 5th week. So from the first day that we opened up, we were checking people in, getting them programmed in, setting goals, and starting to track their progress. Most people use 3 months to 6 months, but we really buckled down and made sure that we were getting the most out of the program right away so that we didn't just leave more of a mess on the streets for the people that need to get off the streets, when we also had the concern of seeing more people die before their lives changed.
And were there any costs associated to the new intake system?
Absolutely. The minimal cost for it is $6,000 per year, $500 per month, which is way more reasonable than most of the medical health records that we saw out there. as well as this is specifically designed to churches and nonprofits and referrals and homelessness. So it's really able to even buckle down into the areas of addiction, getting people into treatment, asking the right questions, setting the right goals. And so, yeah, it's $6,000 per year, but definitely worth every penny. And it's one of the actual cheaper options that are out there.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast, and happy June to you. 1st of June was yesterday. The weekend, it was pretty nice Saturday, but boy, those winds Saturday night and breezy conditions yesterday. Just a light breeze as we take a look outside our weather window down at the Wenatchee Valley. Beautiful shot from our Wenatchee Heights Tower Camp. Just a few clouds out there, fair weather clouds, if you will, today. Temperatures slightly above normal, and as we take a look at the month ahead, yeah, we're in June now. Temperatures, we should be about normal in North Central Washington. Looks like the southeast corner of the state could catch a little bit of warmer temperatures. And as far as precipitation goes for June, we are right on the edge of below normal and normal in the Wenatchee Valley. And boy, we're already about 1.25 inches behind where we should be. We could use some more precipitation as we make our way through June. Today, though, a pretty normal June 2nd. 77 unofficially our high today. 75 is where we should be, and 98, very warm record high set back in 2021. This morning, 54 our low, 53 is where we should be, and 40 our record low temperature set in 1976. Sunrise just after 5 a.m. now at 5:07, and sunset at 8:51. All right, taking a look at Tuesday temperatures, we will see a slight warm up as we get into the early part of the week, and then a bigger warm up later in the week. 82 for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy, right at 80 in Ellensburg. Tomorrow, Wenatchee slightly warmer than the rest of North Central Washington. We'll be at 81. 80s for Eniat, Chelan, and up into Omak. Also upper 70s. Lake Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Cashmere, you should top out tomorrow at an even 80 degrees. So a very nice Tuesday ahead. Tonight, clear skies, and it's all thanks to this area of high pressure that you will notice as we make our way through the week really isn't going to move very much. We'll see temperatures tonight in the low 50s, so about where they should be for this time of year. Here's your Tuesday. Hardly a cloud in the sky tomorrow. Not much wind to speak of either, and that'll be nice. I think you'll all agree with that. We've had plenty of wind. High temperatures tomorrow in the low 80s, and we're going to keep climbing slowly temperature-wise as we make our way through the week. Mostly sunny on Wednesday. Maybe a few high clouds for Wednesday afternoon and warm with high temperatures again in those low 80s. We're going to continue that trend into Thursday too. High pressure still anchored off the coast of California, and we will see warmer air move in with highs on Thursday creeping up into those upper 80s. So we're going to get once again about 10 to 15 degrees above where we should be. Friday's the day we're watching. We do have some windy conditions in the forecast, so there will be a fire watch in place as we get into the end of the week. It will be warm too with those breezy conditions with highs on Friday into the upper 80s, and then the winds will die down as we get into the upcoming weekend. And it's going to be pretty nice. Maybe just a little breezy Saturday afternoon, but unseasonably warm with high temperatures to kick off this weekend at 90 degrees. And then for the end of the weekend on Sunday, mostly sunny, not much change in our weather. See lots of sunshine, still warmer than we should be for this time of year with high temperatures Sunday afternoon into the low 90s. All right, 7-day forecast now. Overnight tonight, 52 degrees, sunny and warmer each day as we make our way through the week. Mostly sunny to sunny each day. 87 Thursday, 88 with some breezy conditions Friday, and then this weekend looks fantastic. Temperatures near 90 Saturday and 91 the high temperature for your Sunday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Celebrate the class of 2025 with the NCWLIFE channel. Tune in for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee ceremony Friday, June 6th, starting at 6 p.m. Coverage is sponsored by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Latimer Integrative Chiropractic and Rehab, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley College, and Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of Eastmont Wenatchee's graduation Friday, June 6th on the NCWLIFE channel. Happy Monday. There wasn't a lot of offense in Seattle Sunday, but the Mariners got just enough to walk off against the Twins for the second straight day to win the series. Cal Raleigh broke a scoreless tie in the 7th with his league-leading 23rd home run. Minnesota tied it in the 9th, only to see Julio work some magic in on the base paths, and Randy Arozarena come through with the clutch hit.
2-1. Ground ball, Mariners win! Randy Arozarena wins it in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Arozarena with a clutch knock right back through the middle. And there was the aggressive base running by Julio to get to third base to give him that opportunity.
The Mariners walk off the Twins for the second straight day and put the final touches on a series win.
Seattle had the day off today before tackling the Baltimore Orioles tomorrow night at 6:40. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Well, the M's went into the weekend with a half-game lead in the American League West and come out of the weekend, still a half game in front of Houston. They took 2 of 3 against Tampa Bay, including a 1-0 shutout Sunday. Texas remains 4 games back after beating St. Louis 8-1. The Angels and Athletics both continue to slide down the path. Wenatchee Apple Sox opened the summer collegiate season over the weekend, taking 2 of 3 from the Yakima Valley Pippins. Didn't start out the way they wanted on Friday night, as the NCWLIFE channel cameras were there as they surrendered 2 runs in the first inning en route to a 5-1 loss.
And that'll do it as a strike 3 called. The Apple Sox will go away with a loss on opening night here to the Yakima Valley Pippins by a score of 5-1.
Wenatchee bounced back for a 10-0 win Saturday with Alec Johnson pitching 5 shutout innings with 8 strikeouts for the win. Cal State Northridge sophomore Kyle Panganiban, there you go, made his debut at third base for the Apple Sox on Sunday. He made it count. He went 5 for 5, 2 runs, 7 RBI. The Apple Sox 17-4 win. Brady Bean collected another couple of hits Sunday, giving him 7 out of 11 at-bats for the weekend. For his efforts, the West Coast League has named Bean their first player of the week this season. Senior from the University of Portland is back with the Apple Sox after spending 16 games with the Sox last summer. After a day off today, the Apple Sox welcome the Kelowna Falcons into town tomorrow for the first of 3 games. We'll have that live on the NCWLIFE channel. Join us with the broadcast beginning at 6:30. And other action around the West Coast League on Sunday, Nanaimo beat Bellingham 6-2. Kamloops edged Port Angeles 10-9. Victoria topped Kelowna 8-2. Portland edged Cowlitz 5-2. Springfield doubled up Walla Wallace 12-6. And Bend beat Ridgefield 6-3. Well, the Wenatchee Panthers took 3rd place over the weekend at the State 4A Boys Soccer Tournament in Puyallup. Wenatchee lost a heartbreaker on Friday in the semifinals to Hazen 2-1, with the game being settled in overtime.
And that is Landon Colacerto, gets it to the outside to Steven Cruz. Cruz, step over, chips into the 18, turn, looking for the shot into the 18, light up at the 6, and goal, Vitali!
Holy cow.
Gets the ball in, and there is the first shot. Song with the assist, and with the goal is Vitali Puljak in the 9th minute. Shot is in! in. What a shot by Pierre Vega. Gets the equalizer. 1-1.
We have watched some excellent free kicks this afternoon, my friend.
In the 65th.
That's the third one in the last couple hours. Just well placed.
Garcia Mendoza. Into the 18. Shot is blocked. And there is the end of regulation. There it is. Hands go up. Towards goal. Header.
It's
in! Diving header. And Hazen is headed to the championship. Kai Hirano finds his teammate, and the header goes in.
Wenatchee bounced back Saturday to capture its first ever third place trophy with a 3-1 win over Chiawana.
Taking this is going to be Limon.
Oh.
High and in! Never gave up on it, Wenatchee. And Wenatchee gets the first goal of the game. 1-0 Panthers lead.
Oh.
Garcia is blocked by Nino. Andrade trying to make up ground. Follow-up is there. What a shot and what a follow-up. And posing for the picture, that is Aiden Harris. He had a rocket earlier, and this time a little tapper. Great follow-up by Aiden Harris. And cleared up the field by the Panthers. Poke forward.
Speed.
Garcia trying to outpace the back line, and Anthony Garcia. Shot is in!
Oh.
Puts on a burst of speed, and as we said, he can fly, and he does just that. Anthony Garcia makes it 3-0. Panthers on top. His pass forward. Gets by turn. Shot in! And what a shot from Rowan Hattie. Throw in.
He's going to call it.
There is the end of the match.
All right.
And the Wenatchee Panthers finish in third. The Panthers take home their first third place trophy in program history. They have finished first. They finished fourth twice, and now they take home their first third.
Thanks to the NFHS for the video highlights. Woodinville went on to win the state championship 2-1 over Hazen. Well, the 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts on Saturday night made it difficult for the fans, but the racers didn't care at all at WVSO. Wenatchee's Owen Riddle won the Wenatchee 200 for super late models. Quincy's Casey Klein was second, followed by Lake Oswego, Oregon's Cole Raz. Arlington's Dave Lund won the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Car main event. Bart Hector Jr. took second, followed by Cody Harris. The final event of the night, Angels Bail Bond Legends main event win went to Deer Park's Cole Dazenbrock. Auburn's Dylan Wolf was second, and Port Angeles' Piper Alton was third. WVSO off for a couple weeks. They'll be back with the Bump to Pass Father's Day Bash. There you go. That's sports. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
I'm Brian Kelsey. Welcome to House Calls.
Join us as we tackle some great home projects, as well as look back at favorites from Ron Hazelton on House Calls.
Watch House Calls on NCWLIFE channel.